All right, welcome everybody. This is Kevin LaRocca. This is going to be a recap of my trades for the day. If you haven't been following me, or if you have been following me, you know that I do this live every morning in the market. I am a private trader, been trading for the last over 40 years now, and 3 years ago I started teaching others my method of trading. It's very simple. I've pretty much simplified the process of trading. It doesn't have to be complicated. I only use two tools. One tool is a series of 5 different patterns that set up. Sometimes they overlap each other. So I use what I call behavioral patterns. I have 5 of those, and they do provide me with entries. And then the second thing I use is something we call Einstein. Einstein is a mathematical formula that provides me with price targets once I get into the market, okay? No, this has nothing to do with support and resistance, has nothing to do with Fibonacci. These two tools that I teach are my own personal developed tools. They are not something you are going to find in a book. You're not going to find it in a video. I am the only one who teaches this very simplistic method of trading, and that's why I demonstrate it every single morning so you can see how effective it is. And folks, it doesn't have to be complicated. People make trading too complicated. They have too many different indicators. They're using things that just don't hold up over time. What I have is, I call these universal tools because they work in all markets. Okay, so I have traded everything from commodities, I've traded options, I've traded stocks, dabbled in cryptos a little bit. But right now we are focusing on stocks. So let's go through it and see how we did today. Okay, so had a couple trades coming in. Now this gray area here is going to be pre-market. This is Thinkorswim, by the way. I like the look for my setups on Thinkorswim. This gray area is pre-market. I entered first trade of the day, came in pre-market before the market opened. I was an HIBS. I entered HIBS. This was my biggest trade for the day. This yellow line right here is my entry point. Once I get an entry or a target, in this case I had 4 different patterns that set up for a buy. Each one of those, Einstein will provide a calculation for each pattern on where that market is going to go, or the profit target. These targets are hit approximately over 70% of the time across the board. So every single one of these levels, once the pattern is triggered, have a over 70% probability of being hit before a reversal. If the market starts to come down and it goes below my entry, Einstein will begin to calculate a stop and reversal point. But that only happens, like I said, about 30% of the time, a little bit less than that. Most of the time I'm going to be hitting my target. So after we entered HIBS and it entered right on the spike, that's when the pattern was set up. Einstein started calculating several levels. These are the 4 different levels. So basically the way I trade is, once I get an entry and the pattern gives me a very specific entry point, then Einstein will tell me what my levels are, or where I can go ahead and take my profits. So what I'll do is, if I have a cluster of levels that are close to each other, once I hit level 1, I'll wait and see how it reacts to level 2. And you can see in this case, once it hit level 1, it just pretty much blasted, went to level 2. And then from there on, it went to level 3 and to level 4. If it goes to level 1 and it starts to fail and starts to go sideways, I'll either take my profit, or I will go ahead and hold on to the position, trying to get level 2, 3, and 4. Okay. My stock selection is very, very simple. I look at different stocks every morning. I'm looking for the stocks that are moving. Typically, I'm going to be looking for a stock anywhere between $1 to $20. Most of my trades are going to be between $1 and $10 stocks. It does have to have a certain amount of volume. And I also like it to be one of the leaders on the board in terms of its moving to new highs. Once that's set, once I get that, then I'll put it on my watch list, and then I wait for these patterns to develop. If they develop, I'll go ahead and take a trade, apply Einstein, and that's how I come up with these levels. So once the market opened up, then of course I went ahead and I exited out above level 4, made a very nice profit of 1488. Okay, that was the best trade. Let me go, and what I'm going to do here is just to keep everything short. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. I'll go and show you my best trade, which was HIBS, and then I'm going to show you UVXY, which was my biggest loser for the day. So let's go ahead and switch this. All right, so here is UVXY. Once again, this was called out this morning. In our live trading room, I went ahead and took an entry here, approximately around, I think it was around 8, when was this? 8:21. I entered the market. Once I entered, also had 3 additional levels that Einstein was projecting. Once we hit level 1, it went to level 2 fairly quickly, had a pullback. So once we went above level 2 again, I did not wait for level 3, even though it did hit level 3 and went above it. Level 3 was up here at 711. I think it went as high as 20, 21, something like that. But I did get out around level 2. So I had a really nice profit on UVXY. And then I jumped back in, which was kind of a mistake in a sense. But I did get another setup here on entry here. And this was later on in the morning around about 10:45 or so. I did enter where that yellow line is right there at that entry point. Market did come up to level 1. Okay, it came up to level 1 and it hit level 2, and I was waiting for it to go through level 3. It did not hit level 3, so I held out, feeling that it was going to go ahead and take it out. But after we had this big pullback right over here and we started to come down to these lows, I did not want to hold out till level 3. So unfortunately, I ended up taking the loss, which wiped out the gain that I had this morning on UVXY, and I ended up down on UVXY, losing 756. I did have some other trades that I scalped. I didn't hold them on very long. I did take a loss on EUDA. EUDA would have been a really nice trade, but I was having, after I got hit with UVXY, markets were really choppy. I really didn't want to hold that too long. If I had, I probably would have done okay because I did come up and hit several levels, but I went ahead, took my loss because I was still having a decent day, and I did do a little bit of AMAM. AMAM is something I've been trading for the last few weeks. I like AMAM. It's been heating up, so pulled a little bit out of that. Pulled a little bit out of AZUL, ONCS, and TENX. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Good day. I'll go ahead and I'm going to try to do these daily recaps as best I can if time allows. So I'll try to keep up with this on a daily basis for a while so you can see the kind of results I'm having with my approach to trading. If you would be interested in me teaching you how I do this, I will provide that information to you. I do offer that to those that would be interested. You don't have to trade stocks. If you want to trade commodities, you can do that. If you want to trade options, you can do that as well. Options work very well with Einstein, particularly if you're trading deep out of the money. But anyway, that being said, you could go to my website, innovativetradingstrategies.com, for more information on the several courses that I teach. And then also you can please visit me on my YouTube channel, innovativetradingstrategies.com. All the trading that you see that I do in the morning is recorded, is archived, so you can go back and you can look at my trades for the last week or so. And in fact, I think there's about I think I'm up to a whole year right now where I've been doing these live shows. So go check those out. And if you have any questions, best way to get a hold of me is via my website, innovativetradingstrategies.com. And that's going to do it. I'll see everybody first thing in the morning. I do this every morning from 9 to 10 Eastern time, fresh. So we'll start off, and we start off a little pre-market before the market opens up. If I get some trades, we'll go ahead and we'll take in, then we'll continue to trade up for the next 30 minutes after the opening. So you get a full hour of watching me trade live. All right, everybody have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.